go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone.
That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives by this point of pale light.
We shall prevail.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Rocket Tranquility, we copy you on the ground.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Welcome to the Internet Space Program.
GM, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MoonDAO Town Hall. We've got a pretty exciting one today, pretty busy agenda. Today's our Q2 pitch day. We're going to be hearing from 11 really amazing proposals. So we're excited to see what people are proposing for the MoonDAO community. And obviously it's the MoonDAO community, you all watching, our voters here who are going to decide which projects are approved and which projects are going to be moving forward with funding and taking action here in Q2. Yeah, we've got the display here.
Yeah, just thought I'd share the UI here. So yeah, as people are pitching their projects, senators can go in and start giving their feedback, upvoting, downvoting, and then the projects that pass this round will then go up for a community vote where the community can rank each of the proposals, and then the top ranked ones will be the ones that are funded. So we have 11 people that are going to be pitching today, which is really cool. And they'll be competing for the $23,000 that we're going to be distributing. But one kind of important note here is we give some of the funding up front, and then we actually look at the final reports after the teams have completed their work, and then the community distributes the rest of the project budget. So this is our way of kind of having accountability and almost like a bonus essentially for the projects that complete their work. When the community votes, they'll actually have two tasks. So they will actually be reviewing both the previous quarter's projects that were completed, and then also voting on this quarter's new set of projects. So yeah, exciting. Yeah,
essentially we fund the top 50% of projects or up to the budget limit here, which is that 23.4K. So yeah, last quarter we had 20 proposals that were initially submitted, and in the end there were 5 that were funded and approved by the community. This time, yeah, we had 15 that were submitted, a few that withdrew or were ineligible. So we have 11 that we'll be presenting here today, and yeah, we'll see what the results are. But I'm excited to welcome in the Q2 cohort here. I guess before we get to that too, though, we should talk a little bit about the Send Frank to Space campaign, where things stand.
Right. So just switching over to the other UI. So we are currently at $166,000. So 33% of the way there for Frank. And we've got 11 days. So, you know, we're pushing, firing on all cylinders, reaching out to people. If you know anyone that resonates with this, put them in contact with us. And, you know, it's going to take, you know, everyone in the community to kind of have this grassroots campaign to send Frank to space. I mean, especially, you know, if you're competing currently on the leaderboard, which we've got 28 people that are currently in the running to be in that second seat. Well, then it is also in your best interest to help us fundraise as well, because will give you a higher chance of going to space alongside Frank. So we know that it usually is at the end of these campaigns where people will stop procrastinating and then contribute. So if you are one of those procrastinators, please make sure that you do it soon. Sometimes there can be speed bumps along the way. You never know. So the sooner you get started, now that your taxes are complete, you've gotten all of that out of the way. Now you can get on and go to moondao.com/overview and put in a contribution to support Frank.
Totally. Yeah, we just hit 100 contributions, which is an amazing milestone. We do have Frank here in the audience. We might, hey Frank, how you doing? Back from your world travels while you're been all over the place.
Yeah, I was at Yuri's night on the Space Coast. I also watched the launch of Artemis 2. And then I was at the 25th anniversary also of Yuri's night in Los Angeles. And it's kind of interesting. It has kind of gone viral. Chants were breaking out everywhere. Send Frank to space, which made me feel good. I do want to thank everybody who is watching or everybody who's here today for your support. And I really do believe we can make it. Actually, the $500,000 goal is really for a stratospheric balloon flight, I believe, for 2. I'd like to see us blow right past that. And I think we've been talking about it. Gene Kranz was an old flight director for NASA, and he said failure is not an option. So that's our attitude right now. Failure is not an option. We're going to make it happen. We're going to go all the way. And I think that we're being supported by Artemis 2. It's really helping give a tailwind to what we want to do. And ultimately, my flight is not about me. The NASA astronauts have told me you don't go to space for yourself. And so my whole point of doing this is to reinforce, reinvigorate, and bolster the whole idea of the overview effect. It's a very worthwhile cause. I really do want to have that +1 opportunity. So if you haven't contributed yet, please do become part of the mission. I do want to also say that in terms of that mission, that it's wonderful to see what happened in Los Angeles, on the Space Coast, and around the world. It's inspiring because Loretta Whitesides and her husband George had this idea 25 years ago. We need to honor Yuri Gagarin, the first person. He's actually the first person to experience the overview effect. So the fact that there's Artemis 2, there's Yuri's night, and then there's MoonDAO supporting this effort, I think it all comes together. And in supporting the Artemis astronauts, yes, we support individuals, but they are representing humanity. And as I've said before, MoonDAO has its own space program. They've flown 2 people. I hope to be the 3rd. And they've funded, I think I can say we now, we have funded over 80 space-related projects, and you're going to hear about some of them today. So this campaign is all about adding more and more momentum to this effort to bring the overview effect down to Earth. So you want to be part of that. I think you want to be part of that. I really wanted to be at the launch of Artemis 2, and it just was really important to be there. And I think if you think about it, you want to be part of this opportunity as well. I can't speak for you, but I can tell you we want you to be part of it. So thanks, everybody. And let's hear about these great new space projects that are being proposed.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. Yeah, and something I also want to add is that so if you think of all the people that are supporting Frank, these are astronauts, people that are deep in the space community. So the network that is forming around all the people that are supporting Frank is a really dense network of people within the space community. And so I just want to say that by contributing to this flight, it isn't just like you contribute and then you just disappear or something like that. You're entering into a community of people that support Frank's work, that support Frank's philosophy, but also people that are doing real interesting things in the space community. So it's a way of kind of entering into this little universe that we've carved out in the digital sphere. But as you can see, we're making a lot of impact in the real world. And we have really incredible people that are a part of the MoonDAO community and that are supporting Frank. So I just want to say that you're joining Frank's mission. You're not just spectating from afar. You're a part of it, and
Right.
and that's really important.
Well said.
Send Frank to space.
Yeah.
Send Frank to space.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Frank. I think we'll kick things off here and get started with the Q2 projects because we have a lot of folks to hear from working on some cool things. So thank you, Frank. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, as Pablo said, you're joining a network, you're joining a community. A bunch of these people are here today with their space-related projects that they're going to be proposing to the community. So it is a space program, sending people to space, funding space projects, doing and building and creating real cool things in the real world, and trying to accelerate this multi-planetary future for all of us. So yeah, we will kick things off here with our first project and our first presenter of the 11 that we have on the schedule. We have Jesse up first with the ASTRONYX proposal. Hey,
What's
Jesse.
up, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yep. We got you.
Awesome. I'm going to keep it short, brief, beautiful. First thing I want to say is, break to space! Break to space! Break to space! Let's go! What's up, Frank? Second thing I want to say is ASTRONYX MoonDAO collaboration. For those of you guys who don't know, I am the inventor of ASTRONYX. It is the first charcoal-activated toothpaste tablet designed for space. It's been in over 6 different analog astronaut missions, and it's actually been on the first underwater Neptune mission to Florida. This is a zero-waste, sustainable opportunity for us to test oral care products on Earth so that our astronauts, like Frank, and like Iwona, and like Jeanette X, and all these different places can actually use the product on space. Now, when I designed this in 2019, it was originally a toothpaste. In the last 5 to 6 years, we've gotten it to a tablet, large manufacturing. Here's my proposal. So, ASTRONYX is a lightweight, charcoal-activated toothpaste tablet designed to store up strength drops and brightness. It also tastes really good. I've had over a dozen different astronauts test this, and one of the biggest issues that astronauts face with Jeanette X was stomach. See, no disrespect to the Colgate, but they have a lot of bread, fluoride. It's not good for their support.
Jesse, I'm sorry. We can kind of hear what you're saying, but the audio is kind of coming in and out a little bit. Maybe holding the microphone a little bit closer would be helpful. Yeah, the audio is coming out.
How about now? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, that's way better. Way better. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back. So I developed ASTRONYX, the charcoal activated toothpaste tablet for astronauts because they were experiencing stomach aches in space. You see, Jeanette Epps, Leland Melvin, and other astronauts actually have to swallow the toothpaste in space, which gives you a stomach ache. And so I developed an all-natural 7-ingredient product that had no microplastics, no fluoride, and no pharmaceutical drugs in it. So it's safe for space and it's safe for Earth. AstroNYX is for the people, and it's not just for space, it's for Earth. Here's the problem. Space doesn't have the right toothpaste. I created a sustainable product that we can use. My goal is to deploy this in more analog astronaut missions, to create storytelling and awareness, and eventually get to a retail pilot that brings AstroNYX to market, which we're on the works on right now. The benefits of this operation is that we can expand this as a collaboration with MoonDAO for human health systems and create visibility, which builds a bridge between space and consumers on Earth. The risk is the adoption for this product is going to take a little bit of time, but product testing may not yield perfect results either. Our Object 1 validation is to deploy space-ready oral care, complete the first analog astronaut mission, which we've already done. We'll be implementing more of them, and then launching AstroNYX into an achievable, measurable engagement opportunity for MoonDAO and AstroNYX. With that being said, the budget for this product is $4,500. We'll be using $1,200 for product testing, $2,000 for market content, $800 for analog astronaut missions, and between $300 to $500 for operations. The purpose of this isn't just for space, it's for creating an all-natural product that we can use in space and on here on Earth. With that being said, thank you guys so much for your time. I do need to jump into this new job that I just got. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be posting our conversation or our MoonDAO post after work.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. Great. Appreciate you jumping on here. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Two things, AstroNYX and Frank to the space, baby. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Pablo.
Appreciate you too, Jesse. Thanks.
Nice. Yeah, we've got be cool to get that product into more analog astronaut missions. We've got someone presenting a proposal later here on the call who is at an analog space mission right now, actually. So things go full circle. But cool. Next up, we have Alice Carruth with the Higher Orbits MoonDAO project proposal. Hey, Alice, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
And you. Thank you so much for letting me come and propose. Before I start chatting, I do want to apologize. Michelle Lucas, who's the CEO of Higher Orbits, is actually at Space Symposium this week. I only joined the organization about 6 weeks ago. So if I miss anything, please don't hold it against me. She's doing an incredible job and I hope it will be held. But we are proposing a kind of collaboration opportunity. I'll be honest with you, I've worked in the space industry for 10 years. And until your Send Frank to Space campaign, I had kept your newsletters in my inbox and never really read them and didn't really know about MoonDAO. So I think what I'm kind of saying is that I'm proposing an opportunity for you to help spread the word about what you guys do and what we offer our students. So to give you a bit of a background, Higher Orbits is a 501c3. We've been working for the last 10 years with students across the US. We do programs where we work with former NASA astronauts, where we put on hands-on activities with students that are aimed at high school and middle school students. So not normally the kind of students you guys are looking to aim to. However, we are hosting our first ever 10-year anniversary event where we're bringing together all of those past participants who are now college level, early career level students and participants in STEM careers. And they're going to be coming together in Chicago in June this year. And we want to be able to work with you guys on having you as part of our reunion event. We see this as an opportunity for students to learn about MoonDAO. When you are going through any kind of college course, or if you've been in part of the space industry early on, you tend to learn a lot about space agencies through federal funding. You tend to learn a lot about commercial opportunities. You don't tend to learn anything about what it is you guys are offering. And we think it's an opportunity for you to really present of what you are doing and hopefully get more participants in the MoonDAO altogether. We're hoping that our students will eventually become the sort of PIs that want to be able to come to you with proposals and put that opportunity to you. We've actually sent 23 student payloads to space. As you can imagine, it's a very costly thing. So our budget each year, most of our money goes towards sending those payloads up to the ISS. We've sent 23 so far to the ISS. One went up with Blue Origin. We've got 5 more manifested to go up in the next 7 months. So this is a really good opportunity for you to reach out to students who are already becoming PIs, who are already developing ideas in the space industry. And they really go across the entire spectrum. We use space to inspire students, but really it's about trying to get them to understand that space is going to be a fully enabled economy in the future. So we speak to students who are interested in agriculture, who are interested in pharmaceutical and finance, who are thinking about how they can utilize space in the future for whatever career they get into. So we really hope that we can offer an opportunity for you to be able to come and do some presentations and talk through what it is that you guys are offering. So I kind of went through the budget. It's very difficult to kind of come up with an idea of exactly line by line what it is we're looking for. We are putting on this a big event, as you can imagine, is very, very costly in Chicago. A lot of the costs are already part of what we've put together. We've picked Chicago for a couple of reasons. It's the 10th anniversary of our organization. It's also our 100th Go for Launch event, which is going to be held just outside of Chicago. So we chose Chicago because it's actually where the Dragon capsule is, which took the first higher orbits student payload to space. So it's a nice little full circle event. We've got about 65 students signed up to be able to come at the moment. It is a symposium. It's more of a conversation. It's not a, we're going to talk at you. It's a, hey, let's talk this through. Let's propose ideas. Let's discuss things. So we're thinking that we'd be able to put together a presentation opportunity where we can talk about MoonDAO and get the students to pitch in ideas of what they would perhaps come up with as proposals to come to you eventually in the future. So that's really kind of the line item. What we're looking for is funding to be able to pay for us to be able to put together the presentation, the materials, but also to be able to educate some of the people that work with us. As I mentioned before, we work with former NASA astronauts. We've got 4 of them signed up already for the symposium. I'd like to be able to spend some time getting them up to speed. As you can imagine, they obviously need to get paid as well. So that's where all the money will be going towards, making sure that we are not being cheap when it comes to educating them and giving them time to be able to really do their research so that they can put together a really good presentation and help engage with students for the next generation of MoonDAO people and participants, and hopefully PIs for you guys to work with in the future. And if anybody has any questions, please just email them away to us. As I mentioned, I've only been with the staff for the last 6 weeks, and Higher Orbits has been going for 10 years and has been run solely by Michelle for that whole time. I actually started off as a volunteer with them, fell in love with the program, have seen some students go on to do incredible things. In fact, we just had one student, Spencer, who was part of mission control for Artemis 2. So we're very, very proud of what he's managed to go on to do. And we've got students working in all sorts of STEM-related careers that are coming back and helping give back towards our community. So we think we can probably reach out to around 2,000 past participants through our newsletters, and hopefully 65 fully engaged participants in our event in June. Thank you. Kept it short and sweet for you.
That's awesome. Incredible, you guys have sent so many payloads up to the ISS and Blue Origin.
It helps that we are people that have worked in the space industry. I mean, I love STEM organizations and I've worked with some incredible ones around the US, but there are very few that people have actually been working in the space industry and have ins with the right folks. So Michelle, who runs the organization, is a former NASA astronaut trainer. She actually used to work on the ISS payload processing community. So she's got some really great ins with lots of people that know how to work this stuff. It's still very costly, but we make it work. And really, we want to be able to get students who maybe don't always have access into space, you know, particularly in communities. I live in southern New Mexico. I know my accent doesn't really kind of correlate, but, you know, in the borderland region, we are 85% Hispanic around here. A lot of those students are first-time college career kids. When we put on this event here, I had parents coming up to me who were thankful that I was able to translate a lot of it into Spanish for them to make it accessible to them. And bringing something to their backyard, which they would never normally have, is a really big deal. So anything we can do to keep that momentum going and get students excited about space and perhaps think about careers that they wouldn't normally consider, I think is a win-win for everybody.
Awesome. That's great.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you all. Take care.
Cool. Thank you. Cool. All right. Up next, we do have Rakhan with the Spacefarer Phenome, a drug discovery pipeline for astronaut resilience. Let's see. Cool. Here we go.
While they're speaking, I might hop off because I don't want to like distract or anything, but I'll be listening intently.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
give the stage to them.
Yep.
Hey, Rakhan, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you can
So
take it away.
thanks. So my project is called the Spacefarer Phenome. So it's a drug discovery pipeline that is aimed to bolster astronaut physiological resilience once they are in space on a long-term mission. So the idea is quite simple. Is that humans, they kind of evolved to reside on Earth, and space is kind of unnatural environment from them, and it's connected to all kinds of physiological derailments. And I want to share my screen. I mean, is it possible to share the screen?
Yep, you see the button to share the screen right by the camera
Yeah,
video?
okay, yeah. I am sharing. So here's the deal. The technological bottlenecks do exist, but kind of latest missions, they kind of show that we can go far into space. However, the wealth of knowledge about human biology in space kind of tells us that like long-term presence of humans in space is not sustainable unless we do something with human biology. And the reason for that is that humans, they can experience all kinds of different stressors, like cosmic radiation, which is way higher than we experience normally on Earth. There's microgravity, which has all kind of mechanosensory implications. We're prone to isolation and the associated stress. And we're compiling everything that we know about what happens to humans in space. So there are like all kinds of different facets and all kinds of deregulations that are very, very much reminiscent of accelerated aging. And the exact same processes that take place that require like kind of decades to occur to happen, they take place within days and weeks once humans are in space. And they happen on different levels, on tissue levels, on organ system levels. They happen on molecular levels. And the answer to these stressors, they already reside in our genome, because some humans in our terrestrial populations, they are naturally resilient to those stressors. So they kind of retain muscle mass, they retain bone mineral density into old age. So they are naturally resilient. And the project hypothesizes that we can leverage those genetic variants that confer this kind of resilience to come up with novel drugs that could be useful to uphold astronaut resilience. And I envision this like a four-step approach whereby we scan the genetic backgrounds of terrestrial populations to come up with those gene variants that confer those traits that are useful for long-term space presence. Then we disentangle correlation from causation using all kinds of different molecular biology techniques. Then we test for kind of off-target effects and come up with a short list of targets that can be used to design or test new drugs. And so this funnel is four-step funnel will be wrapped into a AI agentic framework. So I will heavily rely on on AI reasoning. And as a short pilot, I require like some funding, like in the range of $4,300 from MoonDAO for a small scale first pass screening that will look into one or two phenotype classes, identify several targets, and instead of like generative steps, I will substitute them with kind of repurposing strategies, whereby I take molecules that are readily available and can be bought on the market or can be repurposed, and screen them against those identified targets and come up with like a list of candidates that could be like a repurposed towards space mission ends. I do envision a few kind of media strategies to promote MoonDAO visibility. So I work with an organization called Expanse Bio. It's a decentralized space biology initiative, and we do have some presence on social media such as X, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And we do have, so we can reach a few hundred people that are into space biology, and then we kind of disseminate the awareness about MoonDAO and about this project through our channels. As a final deliverable, all the workflows, the artifacts, and the final documents in the form of an open source preprint will be available through established scientific platforms, preprint servers, and by extension, they will be available through Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and Research Hub. So a lot of people who are into the intersection of life sciences and AI will know about MoonDAO as a funder of this project. So regarding the budget, it's $4,300. And I want to stress that I'm coming into this project with my own funds as well. So $1,200 I do have in model GPU compute credits, so that will go towards the realization of this project, and some of the requested funds will go towards like contingency compute replenishments, and everything else it will go towards all additional LLM API calls and different tools that I envision to use during the realization of the project. And that's it on my side. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Rakhan. Great to see you submit a proposal. I know you've been involved in the community for a while now, so great to have you throw your hat in the ring here. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. Let me see. Next up, we have Maria Alejandra. See if Maria's available. Hey, Maria, how's it going?
Hello, everyone.
Great. Yeah, if you have anything you want to present, you can feel free to hold that up on screen now.
I'm trying this.
And for anyone else listening too, you can also pull up your presentations beforehand and get them queued up right before you're about to go on. But great. Feel free to take it away, Maria.
So yeah, hello. My name is Maria Alejandra Botero, and I'm presenting ACMA Ignite. It's a project from the Colombian Association of Women in Aerospace, ACMA, a nonprofit dedicated to promoting the participation, development, and leadership of women and girls in aerospace, and it's a proposal that extends that mission to starting rocketry. So I want to show you how ACMA can help launch Colombia's all-women student rocketry teams for the National Rocketry Contest in 2026. While building opportunities for next generation of STEAM students. So the idea behind this project is to fund at least 2 or 3 all women student teams in Colombia's national rocketry contest. And ACMA already works to inspire, mentor, and connect women in aerospace with professionals, with other students. So with financial support, we can cover material, logistics, and everything else to have 3 teams participating in this contest. So the problem is that there are less than 20% of women in global aerospace, and so many student teams are excluded from these opportunities due to high cost. So we are addressing this by giving the opportunity to them to participate. So the solution is to finance 2 or 3 all-women teams for the national rocketry contest across 3 categories. There are beginner, intermediate, and university. There are some categories for school level and one for university level, and each team will receive the competition payment, a boot camp in rocketry, aerodynamics, and safety to do the launch. Also, the essential materials to build the rocket and some money for travel and logistics to the launch center. So also all of that while highlighting MoonDAO's help and purpose here in Colombia. This project matters because ACMA was funded to create opportunities and a stronger integration of women in aerospace at all levels. We have more programs, but we would like to help students go into rocketry. So these teams will become visible role models for younger girls also in their schools and universities, and that visibility is also powerful because it shows aerospace here in Colombia. We will have Colombians all-women rocketry teams. We will have MoonDAO Brambus here in Colombia and in Latam. We will have community growth because ACMA's established networks can onboard new Colombian MoonDAO citizens, and also we will spotlight the Colombian emerging space sector. The risks are that the event delays or cancelled, but the likelihood is low. It has been previously made. And maybe poor team performance, but we will have mentoring for the students participating. And also the idea is for them to gain competence in STEAM. So for sure they will learn a lot, and we will have visibility, and we will grow the space ecosystem here in Colombia and Latam. So the objective is to finance 2 or 3 all-women teams for the national rocketry contest with more than 20 participants with complete formation in rocketry. This is the team for now. We need tech mentor. We have a lot of professionals in our association that are able to give mentoring to our students, and we have also a content creation team ready to post videos and social media production. This is the timeline with around team recruitment in day 15, team selection, bootcamp starts, rocket review, and the final report and launch of the rocket. And this is the budget. We are asking for $4,600, but it could be $3,600 if we just fund 2 teams. So we have the possibility of funding 2 or 3 teams, or even one if the money is low. So this is use of recurse that it's cheap because ACMA already has like professional mentorship cover. ACMA already has like team for organizing and all the other projects. So we are just asking money for the inscription and the materials that the teams are going to need. And to close, ACMA Nights is a way to make ACMA and MoonDAO more visible, exciting, and all of that in a practical way. Combines education, representation, mentorship, and a competition to open a space for women and girls in Colombians, and also to spread the awareness of space importance in Colombia and Latam. So with MoonDAO supports, we can help launch more rockets. We can launch also confidence, capabilities, and a stronger Latam space sector. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, cool to see a Columbia project. Love to see it. But thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Well, moving right along. Next up,
sorry,
we have...
I just want to say one thing. Just that I want to like highlight Maria. Like English isn't her first language, and she just gave an amazing pitch in a secondary language, which is incredible. So just want to say that.
Yeah.
Maria Alejandra.
Awesome.
Muy bien. Yeah. I think yeah, Ryan and myself also speak Spanish, but I think we have to stick to English here to reach more people, I guess. Yeah.
The global lingua franca, right? But yeah, it's cool to see these international projects for sure, and really creating a global space program that unites, team members, and financing and coordination across borders is obviously something we're very passionate about at MoonDAO. So yeah, we have another international proposal here from Paloma in Brazil. So welcome, Paloma, up to the stage. Hey, Paloma, how's it going?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you.
Can you see my screen?
We'll add, there we go. You can take it away.
Awesome. Can you see the presentation?
Yep, it's loading. Yep, we're good now. Take it away.
Cool. So I'm Paloma. I'm based in a beautiful island in south of Brazil called Florianopolis. And today I wanted to share a little bit what we are already doing down here and what we would love to do with the support of MoonDAO. So I'm a proud citizen. We've been spreading the word about space technologies for a few decades now in Brazil. And even though as company builders, it's still very far out for us to build our desired New Year's party in 2030 in the moon. I think we would love to figure out how we can get there. So this is kind of what we've been doing down here in Brazil at Founder House. We created a very special founder village where we are welcoming people from all across the globe, mostly founders that have built companies before, that had some sort of success in their endeavors, and that really believe that there has to be a better way of building businesses than in the main boring office buildings and without sleep, without eat. We really want to build the future of human resilience and tech in a different way. So we located ourselves in this beautiful island in south of Brazil, looking for more autonomy, looking to create a founder village that can support ourselves and our families, and to build tech while we can be in flip-flops by the beach. And this is coming along very well. So you guys know a little bit about the profile of people that are in our network. They're usually AI first, nomadic founders. They have built stuff before. They really struggle by building hard things. A lot of them burn out, or their company succeeded and their health didn't. And we are all coming together, rethinking what should the future of even starting new cities, new countries, or potentially new moon settlements could look like, and where we would like to live. So we have this clubhouse called Founder House, which is the epicenter of this founder village, where we all hang out and we come together to build very cool stuff. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of a few of our builders that are over here, but pretty much we just hang out, build cool tech, rethink about the future, and we're very techno-optimist. The clubhouse works also as like this club of clubs. So this month we're hosting a network state called IP City. You guys might have heard about. We were rethinking governance, how are even citizens supposed to interact with each other. We have a lot of experimentation happening around governance, and we're really inviting experienced founders to learn how to build the future, including ourselves. I'm just one more member founder of this cool community coming together. So how does that intersect maybe with the space ecosystem is we really believe that the ultimate frontier is space, right? Where we can really find the free space we want to live our lives and innovate in the future. And if we are looking for human resilience, space is the next frontier. So actually back since 2017, we've been planting seeds here in Brazil through the NASA Space Apps Challenge, a bunch of hackathons and meetups. We have maybe now like a 6,000 people list that have in person physically participated in events that we ran to try to inspire the next generation to think about space technologies and how can they play a role in this new future we're creating. So far, we have won 2 global awards from NASA Space Apps. We took 2 teams to visit headquarters in the US. And we're super excited that this now seeds we have been planting with all these events that we've been creating, either a founder house or in other dozens of cities of Brazil, are generating founders that are now looking into space. So this was just the last time we went to NASA. And we actually talk about MoonDAO in that visit. But it's super exciting to see now more mature entrepreneurs. In the picture, you can see Rafael. He's actually one of the Brazilian founders of Bizu Space, which is actually building a new way of fuel here in Brazil, sponsored by a Brazilian grant. And potentially will help us to put our first rocket into orbit in Brazil. Build in Brazil, right? Which we haven't accomplished that as a country yet. So real founders building real companies in the space industry, it's kind of what we're coming along. So what I'm proposing here, and now to the proposal of what we want to bring MoonDAO all together, is to establish a physical node of MoonDAO here in Brazil with us. We are already an operating hub. We have the infrastructure and the community of founders, but most of them are still thinking about more traditional industries. They are not necessarily seeing the opportunity of building for space. So we have been working in even creating that examples of opportunities and bounties that can really represent what we want to accomplish as a community. So a less passive onboarding of more generic public, which is what I see MoonDAO is doing great, but more about how do we onboard the founders that would actually build the businesses and the structures that we operate on our settlement on the moon. So how do we create the economy and provide the services, and who are those entrepreneurs that are willing to take us there, but also make this new way of humans collaborating either through decentralized autonomous organizations or to new structures that humans are going to self-organize on the moon. So here's more the practical steps that we believe we can reach. We do a lot of events, manifestations of online communities in real life at Founder House. We had Base Founder House with Coinbase last year. We have IP City. We have a bunch of networks of online communities coming together, and MoonDAO will be one of those sub-clubs within our club of clubs. So we have our favorite events, which are called prompt nights, our old hack nights that now are mostly AI-based. So we will do one in May, one in July, really get the community to understand real businesses, opportunities, and real demands that we have to create this new wave of founders building for space. And then we have traditionally ran our NASA Space Apps during Space Week in October. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Space Week. So during that whole week, we have the 2-day NASA Space Apps event. We're going to do it again this year. But then we also do like a 5-day. It's very close. Space Week always falls in Kids Day in Brazil. So we do like this rocket launch with a bunch of kids and just education for kids. But we would love to add a very major event of MoonDAO within that week to pair forces with our NASA Space Apps challenges to get founders to actually build for either ERPs or bounties that we can co-create with MoonDAO to send as challenges. So from going to awareness in our community and sending our lists to invite people to events, to actually curating the founders that would come together in real life, that can potentially become MoonDAO citizens, but mainly that they can create businesses that support our mission to go to the moon and to also create our settlement in our economy within that new network state society. So this is what we think we need for this first maybe experiment. It's mostly to cover food costs and bounties and hackathon prizes during the major events, so people get excited to give it a try and build for space. Most of our infrastructure cost of the house is already we already have it operating, right? So that will be more to create cool incentives and swag, so the founders actually come after the bounties and participate on the challenges that we can co-create with the core team. So I think that is my 10 minutes. But thank you so much for the opportunity. We love what MoonDAO is doing. I'm really excited to meet all the other projects, and hopefully we can get more founders onboarded into the mission.
Awesome. Thank you, Paloma. Cool. Yeah, really exciting to see, all the activity and interest in Brazil. We had an amazing trip to Brazil last year, and just love to see the community keep growing, integrating into what we're building. So
we have a lot of friends in Florianopolis. So yeah,
I mean, we would love to host them here. Send them our way.
Shout out to Django from Juicebox.
Yeah, he's actually going to be here in 2 weeks. We're hosting Artisan House.
Wow.
And then Django is going to be one of the residents. So yeah, if you guys can still make it in a week, just look up your tickets, and we'd love to host you during the EP.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Paloma.
Cool. Thank you, Paloma. Cool. All right. Next up on the schedule, we have Rod with the Lunar Colony Digital Twin. Rod, are you available? Here we go. Hey, Rod, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can hear you just fine.
Give me 1 second. I really want to turn on camera, but I have
well, we can see you, but you're in the dark there.
Sorry. I hope somehow you can see me. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I got your screen share if you want to switch tabs.
Perfect. So it's been a long time. I started Lunco, and it's a simulation tool for lunar colony, like almost 4 years ago. and finally it's getting to the point when it starts to get tangible. So I've been responsible for designing the first working rover for the moon that should have been launched on the Peregrine lander 2 years ago. I have some experience in actually training for controlling the lunar rover for the moon with astrobotics, with intuitive machines. And the thing is that to build a colony on the moon, you have to have tons of operators on Earth who knows how to do things, who just controls that, and it has to be prepared. So with the astrobotics, we on the first astrobotics missions, there has to be like 5 rovers, and we've been training how to collaboratively, how to basically work together on the lunar surface. And if you have 5 rovers operating in the same area at the same time, there is a huge chance of collision. So everyone has to know what to do, and everyone has to learn how to collaborate, to not to crash into each other. That with that idea, I started to, and yeah, with astrobotics, we actually just been imagining what's going on. So everyone had a so-called concept of operations. So we've been imagining what's going on. And to address the issue, I started to learn what tools could be used to simulate basic missions. So an obvious solution was to choose a game engine to start it. There are some robotics simulators, but all of them, they are not focused on a collaborative thing. They're focused mostly on simulating physics. And there are 2 huge types. There is a great tool called NVIDIA Isaac Sim. It's an amazing tool, but it requires you to have a really high-end computer, and it's focused on simulating physical interactions of your robot with the physical world rather than high-level distributed concept of operations, how you control actually rovers. There are other robotic tools, but they have their own issues. And if we talk about game engines, nowadays there are like 3 main options. The first is Unreal Engine and Unity. The thing is that both Unreal Engine and Unity, they are proprietary. They can change license at any point in time. They can restrict you from using your account. And even if you have created a software using one of those engines, you cannot call it open source because, again, you have to create an account. You have to download huge files. Like Unreal Engine takes 1.5 gigabytes of 150 gigabytes of data before you'll be able to start doing something. So there was, so I've chosen Godot game engine, and I've been using it for a while. So I released alpha version. In that alpha version, you have like a rover on the moon. Actually, you can control it with your people, with your friends. You can have several rovers on the moon. Telemetry is streamed into OpenMCT. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's already available. But unfortunately, Godot is super limited, and it's a game engine. So we need a simulator. And that means that, for example, in simulator, visuals, it's not the main thing. In simulator, the main way how you interact with them, it's actually through code. So it has to work in a headless mode, while all game engines, they unfortunately are heavily tied with visuals, which makes sense. So a while ago, I switched to Rust and Bevy, and I've made a huge progress with that. So what you see right now, that's Bevy. It's an engine built on Rust. Rust, it's a programming language that is super low level, and it was really hard to use it a while ago, but now we have AI, and AI makes it really easy to use. And the thing is that its architecture at its core, it allows it to simulate hundreds and thousands of objects. It's super fast, and here you can see early prototypes. So there is like a way to like a model of the rover. Right now there is no visual beauty. I was not focused on that. I was focused on operations. The thing is that it's a simulation tool. So here you can, so it's not a game. If you have a subsystem, so for example, if you have like a thermal subsystem, if you have, I don't know, like a hydraulic subsystem, or simply speaking, you know, there is a mission, a balloon mission. So for example, you want to launch a balloon to space. Now in the simulator, you can create a balloon. So this red thing, it's actually a balloon. And simulating a balloon mission, high altitude balloon mission, it's a pretty basic physics. So in this simulator, you can, there is a built-in model. I created that model in a language called Modelica, and you can attach your model. So that's what I did right now. And balloon started to fly. And here is the code. As I've mentioned, built in Modelica. This code, it describes the physics, and in this simulator, you interactively can modify that code. You can try it. And this code is built up to standards. So straight away, you can take simulation data created in the simulator and move it to other tools, professional tools. So there is already support of Modelica for high fidelity simulations, like, for example, if you'll be simulating solar panel, how it works. The model behind solar panel is pretty easy, and here you can describe it in Modelica. Also,
hey Rod,
often Python is used for simulations.
We're coming up on a 10 minutes here. If you want to get another 60 seconds.
Okay, sorry, finishing. So you can create like you can create attached to the balloon Python model, and it will start acting in reality. And by integrating Modelica, we have access to more than 2,500 of different models, like hydraulic models, all of like tons of models. So with the MoonDAO's help, I will be able to finish the alpha version that would allow to actually run collaborative missions in a couple of months. And that simulator could be used to train the new generations to design actual missions in a distributed manner. And the data and models that are created could be reused straight away across the system, across all the existing engineering tools. So hopefully you'll support it. And in any case, please, if you're interested in running missions, if you're interested in hardware, please reach me. In any case, happy to get in touch and happy to start building something together.
Awesome.
I think that's all. Oh yeah, and there is like a global view, so you can switch between Earth and lunar surface, all of that. But sorry, I don't have much time.
No worries. Thank you, Rod.
Yeah, and the last thing, I'm so sorry. It's been pretty active, tons of people cloning it. There are some views, so the repository active, people are using it, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, you should talk to Phil, because Phil is also interested in lunar simulation work, and then he also built some stuff with Rust and Bevy. In the past, so
he's actually an early contributor, but it was in an old version with the Godot, And I'll talk to Phil and other people in a month or so when it'll be a bit more mature. So now there are tons of things that are working, but it's not integrated into seamless thing right now, unfortunately.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you a lot, Rod. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Rod. Cool. Right on. Yeah, moving right along. Up next, we have Rina with the Lunar Base Design Proposal Phase 1. So welcome Rina up on the stage. Hey Rina, how's it going?
Hey. Great. So you hear me well, right?
Yep,
also, I wanted to invite the part of our crew is somewhere in waiting room because I don't see anyone.
Well, generally we just like to have the project lead. Is it necessary for the presentation?
Yeah, of course. No, it's not necessary. I just want to everyone say hi and wave. Cool. So, yeah. How I should navigate this? I'll see.
I've got it up on stage now, your proposal, so can...
Cool. So let's start because we're here on time. So yeah, my name is Rina Faber. I'm project lead here, and I would like to start that MoonDAO has already proven that we can reach space. So now it's time to decide what we do once we're there, and we're proposing phase 1 of that. And right now, we as a MoonDAO citizens don't have a shared vision for what our lunar base actually should look like. That's exactly why we started it. So we need a solid starting point so we can finally stop having abstract conversation and give ourselves a foundation to actually develop further. And this is not like top-down project. This is a shared project. So every MoonDAO citizen will have the chance to shape it through the ideation channel on Discord. We will share our traction and all the forms. We want your proposals on the overall goals of the base, how it should be financially justified and sustainable, and also architectural vibe, name, you name it, everything. So all your input will be documented in community design brief to build upon. So we will directly influence the final deliverables. And we offering contributor bounties to reward citizens who will help. So we will deliberately design a plug and play model. So I already stated that we don't have like a name for it. So the code name is LB1, lunar base. So we will come up with the name, shared name after. So this model can dock with existing and future international settlements using existing standards. So base become a true contributor to emerging lunar ecosystem. And for having that, we came up with a work that will be split into tight integrated work streams. So work stream A, it will be led by really cool architect Max Medina. He's also a private astronaut. So he will lead in the defines how the base looks, feels, works for humans, like volume, layout, radiation shielding, and scalability. I will also contribute on that part as to engrave their like human-centric design and so on. And work stream yeah, that was that. And work stream B, it's about function. It will be led by William Rabella. I think you all know him. So he will ensure that the base is survivable, like life support, atmosphere, power, mass budgets, and ISRU using lunar resources. And after that, on the day 37, we run the single mandatory integration where max special layouts go straight into Williams simulation models. So every design decision is validated against real physical constraints. And so by the end of 3 months of this work, there will be 3 clear open source deliverables for you to review. It's a habitat concept document, visual package of renders, floor plans, site layouts, and systems overview report with details like life support, power, and mass calculation. Everything will be published on GitHub, so any team, including you, can build upon it. And as I already recall, there will be another one, is a community design brief. I deliberately not put it like a force because it will be in each of the deliverable. So after that, in phase 2, we would like to move from a concept to reality and community accessible digital twin that could be put in simulation for the validation, and physical analog that could be prototype and built in Prospera, and all tested on Earth before we ever launch. And also it could be decided by our community how we could use this analog facility for PR and for, I don't know, additional funding on future endeavors. This is our roadmap that I briefly described here. And the total budget is 4.3K. 3K supports our team. That's our 6 people working part-time. And it could be done in a long run, but as roadmap of MoonDAO mission states that we have this year for lunar-based design, we need to catch up. And also 1K is reserved for community bounties. So active citizens who contribute research ideas, data, get paid for their work. The percentage will be evaluated through Coordinate. So I just want to set about our team. So we have assembled an outstanding team. I already mentioned Max Medina. He's a space architect. We actually have a project together last year on lunar habitation. And William Rabella, he's a Ph.D. mechanical engineer specializing in computational fluid dynamics and indoor air quality. We also have Pranit Ashwin, and he is like AI assisted design expert. Also, we have Alexa Georgievich and Alexey Petrov. They are like system architecture and turbo machinery specialists. And I bring my background in space medicine and lunar dust toxicity. So right now I'm head of the department for risk management and cosmonaut performance, and building analog facility myself. So, friends, I just want to say that lunar settlement is designed by decentralized network, is on the plan. It's not like a dream. So it's like right now, we need to decide how it will look like. So now it's like a blueprint. So we need to work, and please jump into ideation channel, leave your proposals, grab some bounties, and help us shape the future, our shared future. So, I think that's all for me. And if we don't have anyone to invite to say hi, so I think that's all.
Cool. Thank you. If you want, you have 1 minute if you want to just have people say hello, but yeah, we can move on.
They're, yeah. So if they're not in the, oh yeah, cool. Cool.
Hello.
Awesome. Global distributed team here. For sure.
Global team.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Move everyone here. And yeah, if you presented here, if you can hop out of the StreamYard, just because we have a full room and we have a couple more people that are waiting to get in. So awesome. Thank you to the Moonbase team. Next up, we have Austin Wilson, who has a proposal about the Space Content and Documentary Initiative. So let me invite Austin up on stage if he is ready. Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you just fine.
My audio on.
Can you hear me?
Are we good?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
No.
Technical difficulties.
We can hear you. I can hear you.
So sorry, guys. Let me see
here.
Trying sign language. But
yeah, I can hear you. Well, maybe as Austin figures this out, we did have, I don't know if Iwona is available, but we did have maybe a, Iwona, are you here? Maybe. No, Iwona.
We have Oscar here. I see him with his camera on.
All right, we'll bring Oscar. Oops, where is he? I don't see him.
I got you.
Oscar, sorry, you got Oscar. Okay, I thought we were talking about Austin. I misheard.
Hey, hello.
Cool. Hey, Oscar.
Hi, nice to see you guys.
Good to see you.
How are you going?
From Mars. Calling in from Mars.
Yeah, we're from Mars. So if we have technical difficulties, please, and let's take Frank to space.
Frank to space. There's Julio.
You guys have great connection on Mars. This is
well, yeah. You know, this technologies that you people have gathered together. It's incredible.
No system lags or anything, so that's good.
Yeah, and here's G's, who's part of the crew, and yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you can take it away with your project proposal.
Yeah, the makeshift patch. Wow,
that's cool. Cool. The MoonDAO team. That's great. Yeah, this is one of our proposals from last quarter. Just for folks who don't know, a Q1 project proposal from Julio to sponsor a few analog astronaut scholarships there at Habitat Marte. So it's really cool to see it come to fruition now. So
thank you very much, MoonDAO, for this scholarship, this opportunity, this funding. We're talking from Mars, so sorry if we have communication issues. From Habitat Mars Brazil, please join their networks with Julio. It's an incredible project, and now we're working together to a bigger one. Well, not bigger, but wider.
Awesome.
So thank you very much.
You can take it away with your Latam Aerospace competency proposal, Oscar.
Yeah.
You can share your screen. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Oops, you keep hitting double it. All right, cool.
Well, thank you very much. Amazing community. It's been an honor to listen to everybody. This is an incredible opportunity for us. I don't know if you can see my presentation. Do you? Yeah, there you go. So this is an incredible opportunity for us. It's thank you, and let's take Frank to space. Thank you, Frank White, for inspiring me and many others to take this opportunity. And we want to create the next astronaut training for Mexico and Latin America. This is in this moment we're planning to we need just the foundations from it. We need to start gathering or building our web page and and all our basic needs on it. So this is a really broad example of what we're looking at right now. So we want to join MoonDAO to their mission to have lunar habitat in 2030, but we don't need just technology. We will need people. So this program will be focusing on high developing training, physical and technical training for people and astronauts. And it's not just one training program, but it's a network for all Latin America, including Brazil, Peru, Mexico, and many other countries that are joining as we speak. We are looking at this conflict that a lot of more humans are going to have to go to the space and to build the habitats either in Moon or Mars. And we're going to need a lot of people to do so and really train people. Just yesterday, we went to this amazing mountain here in Brazil, and it takes a lot of difficulties to get there. So we need to gather people and to train people since they're young. This program will be intended for young adults from 18-year-olds till 20-somethings. Anybody could join, but we need to take them as young as we can, so we can prepare them for the extreme situations that we're gonna live in the moon and in space. In this pilot is 90 to 880 days. So we're gonna start doing the public mapping of the relevant organizations of all the world that could be joining us in this endeavor. The second part, and we are already working with, you will see at the end of this presentation, we're going to gather a council of wisdom, which is people that already have been in space for a long time and are supporting us and will be supporting us with their knowledge, with their wisdom, their teachings, and us also their advices. And then we are going to build the partnership program for all of them and the webpage and the social media strategy to start having more Latin American people training us for astronaut positions. We're going to have at least 3 headquarters right now with Julio and with Gis from Peru. We already have these alliances. Julio with Habitat Mart. He's been working in Habitat Mart for 8 years. This amazing place that you can see here. I wish you all could come. So this is incredible. This is effort that he's done. It's amazing. Gis is from Peru. He's been working in medicine and also in Mexico City. I have a great team with a doctor that's listening to us. Is Carlos is over there, and a marketing strategist that couldn't come. And this event, and we're going to have different training venues for different abilities. For example, the beautiful Mexico City, Peru, and Brazil, here in Natal, but also Cozumel, the beautiful paradise of Cozumel, Puerto Vallarta, Wirikuta, as in San Luis Potosí, is a desertic area. So we're going to have all kinds of environments to train people at. We need to make this milestone. We're going to have a quarterly milestone recruiting and quarterly milestone objectives and key results structure. We need the first milestone within the 7 days. We set up the protocol, the vase, and the mapping. And then we're going to start I already started the curriculum for a 4-year bachelor's degree or master's and Ph.D. as an astronaut training. Here are some of our team, and I would love to introduce I'm right now, thanks to this mission with MoonDAO and Habitat Mars. I'm right now an analog astronaut. I'm a psychologist, and I've been working in high-level development, physical and mental development for many years. I was a national teamer in rugby and hockey, so I have known how to train people and how difficult it is to train people. We have Carlos Herrera, which is in this call. He's a doctor and he's specialized in hyperbaric medicine and also scuba diving. And Rodrigo, that he is in marketing and communications. But the most important part of our team is the council of wisdom that we're gathering. As you can see here, we're contacting a lot of amazing people from the industry. Frank White is gonna, I've already talked to him a little bit. Dan Curry from Star Trek, John Spencer in space tourism, Inara Tavir in Multiplanetary Society, Jaran Gaza, and you can see here a list of amazing people in the industry, and also in Mexico and Brazil. And we have talked about and the overview roundtable and many other opportunities that we had. We need ancestral wisdom represented in the next generation from astronauts. So I also gathered a lot of elders from ancestral traditions from Mexico, Peru, and Brazil that will be guiding us as well on how to go through to the stars and to the lunar habitat with a more conscious and sustainable ways of living. Because if we go to the moon as we are right now as a humanity, we might end up fighting again. So you can see here a lot of people that are ancestral wisdom, the doctors, psychologists, and then organizations that are already joining, like a couple of universities in Mexico, astrophysics clubs, have AI teachers, AI technologies. We have Loretta Hidalgo already in SpaceKind. She said yes today. And we're going each one of these people you'll see here. I'm contacting them slowly so they can be part of our council, because we're gonna need it. We don't have right now the possibilities, and we don't want to build right now a huge thing from 0 to 100 and within the next 90 days. But we need to start for the foundations. We need to start doing the research, the medical counseling, the most important things that I've seen, your experts at it, MoonDAO, the marketing strategy, and also the research and mapping tools that we're going to use. We're going to have to hire lawyers to establish the project and the collaborations and everything that needs to be done in this aspects. And how are we going to activate this? We're going to train astronauts. We're going to train people in at least 5 different training certification: commercial pilot training, scuba diving training, skydiving training, emergencies and medical and physical and mental health training, and boat captain training. So we're going to go through all of these certifications. And also, I'm aligning the curriculum. I've been focusing in innovation in education for almost 20 years. So I'm aligning the curriculum of this 4-year program to many of the agencies, space agencies that already are training astronauts, right? So our DI is for these students from Latin America to be able to have enough abilities, physical also, because that's the one that's toughest. You need to train a lot to go there. So we're going to train them as professional athletes, and we're going to go and prepare them to play any kind of role inside the space industry. But also, if there's there's no opportunity in any of the space industries without, I think it's not possible, they're going to have 5 certification, of which they will be able to do a whole life out of it. This program is breaking all the educational barriers that we can have. So, and this pilot will deliver specifically the Q3, this MoonDAO program will deliver first the webpage and the marketing. Second, 80 to 120 or a little bit more organizations that could be our part of our team, of our collaborations, and also the experts of the council, of the Wisdom Council, which you can, if you can see, well, as you can see, we already have more than 10 of our Wisdom Elders or Wisdom Council, and the partnerships legally established with lawyers and everything that you guys know that we need to do that, right? And why do MoonDAO needs this? Well, MoonDAO is an amazing platform like we are doing right now to get funding. I've never seen it before, so thank you, MoonDAO, everybody that's involved for creating this opportunity. And you will be able to have more presence in Latin America with more experts and more collaborators in here. We will activate Mexico and Latam. I already see that there's projects of Brazil in Florianopolis and many other projects. So we want to build a network. We cannot work alone anymore, and I don't want us to work alone. We need to work together as a network. So that's one of the biggest things that we need to create right now in the next 90 days. And this will enable people to train as astronauts anywhere in Americas. We need to unite this. So we're going after the $46,000. We have this this budget. So that's kind of it. I think I run out. Thank you very much for listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Oscar. Good luck with your analog mission too.
Yeah, thank you. We're leaving tomorrow, so it's been an amazing week. Amazing. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Pablo. It's incredible what you've achieved.
Awesome. Well, say hello to Julio for us.
Thanks, Oscar. Thanks, Julio.
Thanks, Julio. All right. See you guys.
All America United. Thank you.
All right. Sweet. Cool. Okay, we can try Austin again, see if he's resolved his technical issues. Austin, are you there working?
All right, take two. Can you guys hear me?
Can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't hear us?
I can't hear you guys, so
Okay,
I will just pitch. It's totally fine. So I am proposing for more cinematic footage for MoonDAO, basically MoonDAO Media. Just being boots on the ground at some of these events, storytelling. I think it's really important for a lot of this film footage just to be captured, not only for memories, for longevity, but also just being in control of MoonDAO's story. So I've invested in quite a bit of gear to make that happen. And I'm very used to going out to events and these places where lots of people are networking and able to capture stories and piece puzzles together on behalf of MoonDAO and make something beautiful. And obviously with footage, it's something that can be reused for a long period of time. So it's not something that just goes up once, but we can re-edit and reuse. But that's footage that MoonDAO owns. I'm sorry. So I think that's really important. But that's about all I have. Really appreciate the opportunity. Love this community. Love being able to hear about all your guys' projects. I hope that even if I'm not the one capturing those stories, that you guys will have cameras and whatever else to capture, that footage so that it lives forever. So appreciate you guys.
Cool. Thank you, Austin. Quick and easy. I guess you can't talk to us, but appreciate you coming up with this proposal. And yeah, Austin's done some great little videos and stuff for us in the past related to like Iman's launch, interviews with Iman and other things. So cool to see him finally put a proposal up here. Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just shared too in the chat too. If you're watching for the first time and seeing this whole project system, we do these call for projects every 3 months now. So if you have a cool idea that you want to submit in a future iteration of our Q3 cohort, you can get your ideas flowing and think about what you might want to do and put something together for the community to present like you're seeing today and potentially get funded by the MoonDAO community to execute on your project and your vision. So yeah. We're an open space program, essentially.
Yeah, and I just want to throw one more thing out there is that ideation it's like a continuous running thread within our Discord where people can post ideas and give feedback and start to kind of improve their proposals. I see some people kind of waiting until the last week to submit a proposal or something like that, but I think that you can start talking about these ideas whenever and then get feedback from the community. Integrate that feedback, find other people that might want to support your proposal or work with you even. So That's open, 24/7. Anyone can jump into ideation. So,
yeah, share a project tomorrow for next quarter. Get it sharpened before the deadline for sure. So cool. We have a few more to get through here. We have Jason up next with the overview research initiative. Welcome Jason up onto stage. Hey Jason, can you hear us?
Yeah, how's everybody? Good?
Good. How's it going?
Fantastic. And you can see what I'm sharing. That's even better. Okay.
Yep.
I will hop right on in to take advantage of the time. So,
right.
yeah, as they mentioned, I'm Jason. I'm here to talk about TORI, or the Overview Research Initiative, and specifically Stage 1, which is the Archival Foundation. Ultimately, what we're proposing is a project that begins to build a scientific backbone for everything the space community has heard about the overview effect. A little bit about me, just quickly. I volunteer director of research at Frank White's Human Space Program. I'm also a staff scholar at the Joseph Campbell Foundation. And my doctorate specifically focused on the psychology of spaceflight and the overview effect. And Frank White was actually my external reader. I edit Space Philosophy Journal, the Beyonder Space Policy Law Review. This is really my area of passion, is what's the experience like at the psychological level as we go through space travel. And I know we talk about the overview effect. If you've been watching anything with Artemis, you've heard about it, but just in case there's anyone that's not familiar, the overview effect is the cognitive and emotional shift that astronauts report when they see Earth from space. The very first person to enter space, Yuri, experienced it, but there was no name to it until nearly 40 years ago. Frank White identified it and gave it the term the overview effect, and it's stuck. And we've seen it so much in the media reporting on Artemis 2. It's at the central core of everything that people are talking about when they talk about space, the experience of space, and what that transformation is of seeing the Earth from high up above. It's become really central to everything about space. But here's the wild thing. As much as we reference it, as much as it's come central to the conversation, there actually hasn't been any methodological science to keep pace, or there hasn't been much methodological science that has been able to keep pace with it. And so that's what TORI is designed to fix. A few quick facts. As of right now, there's been at least over 645 people who have traveled above Earth, above the Kármán line. That's 100 kilometers above the Earth. In other words, they have been in a point where they can physically experience the overview effect as Frank's described it. We've had a few studies, but the largest study had less than 20 people participating in it. The most vigorous study, or the most rigorous one, was done in 2020, and there was only 14 astronauts. As of this very moment, there are 0 comprehensive coded databases about the overview effect. The raw data is there. There are decades of astronaut memoirs. There's tons of NASA oral histories. There's interviews, a large portion of which have been recorded faithfully by Frank White in his books, but never has it been systematically analyzed. The data exists, this analysis doesn't. So what we're proposing to do is this, and this is stage 1. I'll show you all 5 stages here in a moment. I'm presenting stage 1 to be something we'd like to look at a partnership with MoonDAO, because I think this actually speaks to something that MoonDAO is very capable of being involved in, exactly what MoonDAO's major vision is about. So step 1, we want to do an IPA analysis. IPA stands for Interpreter Phenomenological Analysis. It's just basically a way to code the so far anecdotal testimonies of what the overview effect is. We don't know how often people say the word "ah" or "what." We don't even have a context around how they can describe specifically the experience. So we want to get at least 150 astronaut accounts, NASA oral histories, interviews, documentaries, and run them through the interpretive phenomenological analysis. Out of that, we want to develop what we call the OEPI, a brand new index called the Overview Experience Phenomenological Index. It's a novel structured coding instrument that scores each account across experiential dimensions, such as cognitive shift, identity transformation, ecological awareness, and more. And then what we want to do is build an open access searchable database with all the coded data and contextual metadata. So those are the three parts that we want to achieve in the stage one, and that we're looking for MoonDAO to help fund. So our goal is to, at the end, ultimately be able to publish and publish under MoonDAO's name as funding partner. And so that these aren't just research outputs, they'll be reusable assets that anyone in the space community can build upon. Now, I keep saying stage one. Stage one is what we're asking here, and that's what we're proposing. We do have a much longer stage because we believe it's got to go further than this. And so we're not asking this of MoonDAO now, trust me, because when I tell you the number, you'll be like, there's no way. But we have laid out a plan for a basically 5-stage effort. After we do the archival work, we begin to lean into the theoretical framework, actually try and develop a true hypothesis of what we believe is happening in the overview effect. And then stage 3 is where things get really fun, where we do primary data collection, work with individuals and different organizations that are sending people into space, and actually do physiological recording, vagal nerve, heart rate, perspiration before and after interviews, actually in situ data about the overview effect. Then hopefully what we'd like to do, and people are already doing VR overview effects, and they say, well, this is what we're experiencing. But until we actually know what people are going through when they're up there and we have the hard data, we actually don't know if VR is actually going to be able to replicate it, or if what people are saying they're feeling in some of these VR overview effects, is it actually the same thing? So we want to work with VR validation as a research tool, and then ultimately develop a comprehensive research mapping. This is what the overview effect is, down to the very physiological data, the psychological, the phenomenological, what happens to the individual, and we've indexed it and coded it. And so do we see potentially further ways? Yeah. Stage 3 can even further involve MoonDAO astronaut missions. It'd be absolutely fabulous if MoonDAO continues sponsoring and putting people up to space, that maybe one of these way down the line would be when, okay, let's get data from them. What did they go through as they experienced the overview effect? Now, this is a small part. What we're asking for is $3,815 just to do stage 1, just to even begin stage 1. But ultimately, this is a big moment to kick off what I see as a much larger 5.4 million. But we're going to require a lot of partners to do that. So you're not funding a one-off study. What we're asking is MoonDAO to help launch a research pipeline, specifically on the overview effect. Why even more? Why does this matter for MoonDAO? Well, one, MoonDAO, as we get people on the moon, those people will see the Earth as a distant object. They'll have a perpetual overview effect. We do know that the overview effect changes the way crews launch. And so how does that actually work for crew psychological support? And more than that, this creates evidence-based design. How do we look at habitat design, community formation, mission structure to teach how space transforms? We're not wanting to do abstract research. We're wanting to do operational intelligence for the mission MoonDAO is building towards. So what will we deliver with the $3,815 we're asking for? First up is an open access research database. We're aiming for 150 coded astronaut accounts, the OEPI research instrument, at least a version 1, which is a reusable coding tool application that will help apply to future TORI efforts and other people doing overview effect. 1 peer-reviewed publication in a recognized journal. And then we want community participation for sourcing accounts, translation. Part of the initial bounties we're asking for is to help the MoonDAO community say, help us source out. We know there's anecdotal evidence out there, even further outside of what Frank has recorded. There's been interviews. I think of the William Shatner interview. I think of all the others, people who have come down. Help us find that. And then ultimately the synergy here. We want to build the empirical baseline. So this is what we're intending to deliver. A little bit of detail. I'm the primary investigator. A lot of my time we focus on this. We will have an intercoder individual. That's someone who comes along and tests that the coding we're doing is accurate. That's roughly 15 hours. We already have a commitment from Dr. Pamela Gay of the Planetary Science Institute to be our intercoder. We're looking at software and hosting. There's a lot of different data analytical tools out there. We are likely leaning towards the Atlas TI system simply because it also allows beyond just written, but video and audio, and you can do this. Our timeline is on the right-hand side there. Within the first 2 weeks, doing protocol and source identification. The big chunk of time is the next 30 days, which is where we actually assemble the corpus, all the accounts. We do the coding in our coder here, day 45 to 75. And then by day 120, the database, manuscript, final report are done, submitted to a journal all the way down. So here's my final pitch. Let's build the science behind the experiment. TORI Stage 1 will give MoonDAO and Human Space Program the first empirical research asset in the overview effects space for under $4,000. And I'm available on the Discord if you have questions and all. I'm at 10 minutes. There we go. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect timing. Exactly 10 minutes. You had it down pat. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jason, so much for your proposal, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jason.
Cool. Okay, we are coming into the last couple proposals here. Next up, we have Anna with the deployable video payload for sounding rockets proposal. So welcome Anna up on the stage. Anna, you hear us?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Amazing. I'm going to share my screen. Is it going to share the entire screen? Let's see. Share one. Okay, there we go.
Cool. We got
All right.
you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anna Shaposhnik, and I'm here to present deployable video drop payload for sounding rockets as a proposal for MoonDAO. So who am I? My name is Anna Shaposhnik. I have been part of MoonDAO for probably like a year and a half now. Participated in a proposal last year where I presented to IAC and did a research project on art and technology intersections in space. I'm an artist, filmmaker, and space startup founder. I'm the founder and CEO of Orbs. We are a company focused on making free-flying robots that work inside the space station to automate tasks for astronauts, as well as a satellite platform that helps image and protect national security assets. But at its core, my interest is how do we best capture and share space with the world? And that's what this proposal is about. So what I'm proposing is a deployable drop payload that would drop from a sounding rocket to capture the third-person point of view as it's dropping from the rocket. Here's an example of Blue Origin's 360 deployable camera, of course, from their much larger rocket. But the fact remains that it's super beautiful and meaningful to be able to actually see how our technology is working in the space environment and to be able to share that in an emotionally resonant way with the public. A project like this also contributes towards further research on Moon and Mars imagery as well. All of these environments need small, low-cost, power-dense solutions for imagery and are necessary everywhere. For example, I'm really inspired by projects like Japanese miniature camera robot Sora-Q, which I did a study abroad project on in college, and the Mars tumbleweed concepts as well. Our project is already well into the design phase, so we are prepared to showcase everything we've done so far. Right now, we have a very small 239-gram payload that is around 2.8 inches by 4.18 inches tall, which is around 73 millimeters by 1006 millimeters, very small, around this size. I actually have one of our 3D printed models right here, so you can feel how big that is. And this would fit into the basically the payload bay of the rocket, which is in the parachute deployment bay. Right now, our status for the build and development includes most of the structure printed. We have the commercial off-the-shelf electronics assembled and pending testing. We have almost all the items have arrived except the batteries, which we intend to test around 2 weeks from now. We have custom sewn parachutes as well, which we have already dropped from around 10 stories to test and verify the fall velocity. We also are finalizing our software and being able to perform a string reaction we'll test soon as well. So the objectives for us is to, within this quarter, we plan to complete successful Earth-based tests, including a mass analog survivability drop, which means that we have a full 3D printed model with integrated mass equivalence inside. With the integrated parachute, we would drop from a tall story building. Second is a parachute drop to validate the parachute dynamics. And third, actually testing the camera and recording for 4 hours, which is one of our requirements. This would be looking at thermal mass, dropped frames, things like that. All of this will help us understand the integrated power draw and thermal challenges, understand the parachute drop speed, and understand the survivability of the capsule. The goal for the project is not necessarily to have the entire payload capsule survive. What we're actually doing is making something very low cost and small in order to protect at least just the camera SD card and the black box teensy SD card. So we can get both the data of how it was able to turn while it was falling and also get back the imagery that we can share with you all. So objective number 2 is to deliver open source hardware package and public MoonDAO community release by the end of Q2, which encompasses everything that we have already done our Earth-based testing on, which means CAD files, bill of materials, and electronic schematics. We'd publish a mission recap of the tests online as well and share the release across MoonDAO channels. Within that, we want to clarify the open source scope. We would open source the CAD model, the mechanical design files, the bill of materials, which include many off-the-shelf electronics. These electronics are very common within the amateur rocketry community. However, I haven't seen a great resource just that compares a lot of these different options for what kind of cameras or even independent drop payload you can use on a rocket. So this would be something that would be extremely useful to anybody in the community who is launching rockets and who is looking for ways to capture their flight. The parts that are not open sourced would include portions of the flight stabilization software that relate to our proprietary control IP. However, it is not hard for them to replicate a similar kind of control software without those proprietary elements based off of online resources already available, and we would be able to plug those resources on how someone could learn how to code that software themselves as well. Objective number 3 is to maintain transparent and proactive communications throughout the project. We would provide bi-weekly project updates to the community during development and testing. Some weeks are planned to be sprints and others will be silent as we focus on other projects. We would plan to respond to MoonDAO inquiries within 72 hours whenever possible. I know last fall it was harder to communicate because I had been part of the Techstars accelerator, which is one of the most time-consuming accelerators possible. However, this spring I am much more free to be able to communicate and will maintain this quality of communication throughout. Launching aboard a sounding rocket is our plan for April of 2027. The reason for this is we have been working very closely with the USC Rocket Propulsion Laboratory. They are launching a space shot rocket. They are planning to launch one this month and also next year in April. This is an 8-inch diameter, around 6 to 7 feet tall rocket. It goes to space past the Kármán line, and they have already done this twice before. I'm actually alumni of the program, so I'm very well familiar with the rocket and how it works, and we have very strong connections to the team. So we're confident that we will be able to be integrated into the April 27 launch. However, we are searching for backup launches as well to be able to complete this by the end of the year. The plan would be to recover the SD card from both the teensy, which is our onboard microcontroller, and the onboard camera to be able to deliver and share beautiful footage of this third-person point of view as the payload is falling from the rocket. And we may even include some MoonDAO stickers. Of course, there's always risks, and if we do have a hardware malfunction, it's also an incredible learning opportunity for the community, and we would be happy to share why we think it happened and other information. Some examples for what I'm asking for in the budget include comparisons between certain imaging opportunities that we've discussed. So ESP32, which is a super low cost, like $16 camera, and Insta360, which they've released the little module Go 3S, and then compared to a Sony RXO, which is a more higher end option as well. So we would be able to offer the community these 3 options depending on their own price brackets as well. We also are planning to use the very commonly open source featherweight GPS tracker. This one is able to, has been tested multiple times on different amateur rocketry projects. It does have a limit, however, of 262,000 feet. However, it sends packets during the flight. So even if it goes past the limit, when it comes back down closer to the limit, it would start sending packets again, and we'd still be able to find it from the last one it sent. We are very well aware of risks to vehicle and payload failure modes that we are tracking. I won't go through these one by one. And our request overall is very reasonable. We are just asking for the money to pay for the fixed costs, which is detailed very specifically as all of the things that we've already identified we're using. So you guys don't have to pay for a lot of the R&D costs. The only R&D aspect of this is the comparison between the multiple camera imaging payloads, which offers the community this option to go within their own price bracket if they want to replicate a project like this. And we also are looking at 2 bounties, one for post-mission marketing, which includes writing articles across Reddit, Instructables, and Hackaday, which are all open source hardware communities, and then $500 for anyone who can help us find additional launch opportunities even before that 2027 opportunity we have. There are a couple that I'm tracking. For example, Berkeley launches rockets that have payload space. There's quite a few amateur rocketry communities we are familiar with, including, of course, the YouTubers like BPS Space, Xylofoxlin, et cetera, who are here on the West Coast. So those are all ones that we will be pursuing as well. And thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you will consider this. We are looking forward to contributing to the ability to image and share third-person perspectives from space.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, cool to see these hardware proposals too. Love seeing that come up, so appreciate it.
I also really appreciate the very broken down budget with specifics. Yeah, really great. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. See ya.
Thanks, Anna.
Thanks, Anna. Cool. So yeah, one more proposal. So I know I did say we had 11 presentations. I guess there was a little bit of a miscommunication though in terms of withdrawing a proposal, but revisions were made, and we do have one more proposal that we'll be considering here from Iwona and the Moonshot celebration. So let me invite Iwona up on stage. Hey, how's it going, Iwona? Can you hear us?
Hi, it's very great to be here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm packing my stuff and moving countries, but I'm very happy to be here as well. Can you tell me how can I share my screen?
Yeah, down at the bottom near your microphone and camera buttons, you should see the plus sign on a little screen monitor. And from there, you should be able to share your screen.
Let's see it here. No, I don't see it.
Are you on mobile?
But what I can do, because I'm on my, wait a second, I'm on my tablet, but I prepared just a short website that I would love to ask you kindly to share.
Okay, I can pull that up. 1 second, I'll get that going.
Yeah, and then while Ryan sets it up, I guess we can talk a little bit about what. Oh, okay, that's great. Never mind. We'll
Cool.
share it.
You want to take it away, Iwona? You
Perfect,
can give me
thank
any
you very
verbal
much.
cues.
Thank you. I'm very delighted to be here, and I would love to introduce you to the Moonshot celebration and why it's important. So we know that after the pandemic, that I actually created this idea in my head already during the pandemic on COVID, and lying in bed, actually watching the stars out of my windows every single night, I was thinking about things I will cover. And one of them was I would love to bring back the hope to the communities that I'm part of. And the ideas then came together, and we launched the Moonshot 2024. The first rocket launch for us goes live or goes to space this year in July. But in between, I was also part of a big project where we send it when we send digital art to the moon as well. And right now, my are also part of the storage on the moon. I just realized with that experience that I would love everyone to have access to space, as you all see. But we all have wishes and dreams, and I would love to invite everyone to be part of that journey and to dream bigger and be part of the bigger space. Next one, please. That's what I mentioned also, that's what I experience every single day, that for many people space still feels like very far away. There are a few privileged ones, I'm one of them, who have opportunities related to space, but not everyone. I want to democratize this aspect. For this, the other part I observed, and I think it's equally important, is that in our communities very often we live in silos. So my community is very siloed, I believe your community is very siloed, and I would love to combine forces, join forces, and create something bigger out of that. Because it's not just about ideas or wishes or dreams being sent to the moon, but about the community forces that can bring together much more value to every individual in our communities, but also to all of the different communities across the globe. And right now, I could say across the universe. Next one, please. For me, what is very important is that we are working really on a very simple pilot. Basically, how it looks like, we are creating this, simple landing pages. I will also optimize the landing and for all of the different engines. I will do all of the marketing around this. I will engage my communities all around the world, which are already bigger communities at the moment. And I would run campaigns to ensure that as many people as possible are joining our movement. Next one, please. And I believe one of the reasons why we should join the forces is, and why we all should care, is because of the combined power of our just even right now, when we think about our beloved Frank White and his trip to the moon, I know that we all, with all of our powers and connections, can bring him to the to space, and maybe at some point also the moon, and someone else as well. But here is the power of collective and how we can work together as a collective in general. Next one, please. And for me, the budget I calculate, I think it's also important. Of course, I'm going to work much more than the budget here given, because our goal is to reach 10,000 people. And I think with 10,000 people, we have great opportunity to both collect the 10,000 wishes, but also help other participants, help other people in the community. Therefore, I'm asking for over $4,000, but I'm also sure that we'll be able to scale it up beyond this 3 months pilot. And that's everything. And I would love to just invite everyone to be part of this journey and to dream bigger beyond the orbit.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Iwona. Yeah. Appreciate you taking the time and bringing the proposal up to the community here today, and your flexibility with the timeline as well.
No worries. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Iwona.
Awesome. Cool. Well, 12 awesome proposals, 12, really cool ideas from all around the world. It's really cool to see, every quarter what the community comes together to bring forward, and the different ideas that are percolating around the ecosystem.
Definitely. So I just want to share my screen here so people know what to do next. So we'll be following up with all the senators, and they will be voting on each of the proposals. So yeah, stay tuned. Votes should be coming in over the next 24, 48 hours. We try to, herd in all the senators and make sure that they click all the buttons, and then we'll close the vote, and then it will be up to the community to vote on which proposals get funded. So yeah, we'll keep you guys tuned, stay tuned. We'll keep you guys updated. We'll keep you guys updated on progress with the voting, but it should be open by Monday next week is what I would expect. We'll give senators a few days to get their votes in, and then we'll have the community weigh in on what we fund. So yeah.
Exciting. Another round of projects coming forward. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll get the announcements out about next steps for everyone in the community as soon as we have them available. But yeah, anything else we need to cover for folks here? Obviously, send Frank to space.
Right. Obviously, I was about to say send Frank to space, of course. And then yeah, but yeah, other sort of news or updates, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's mostly just stay tuned to vote on these projects. We really appreciate and hope that a lot of the MoonDAO community will engage in sort of selecting which projects we vote on. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's submitted a project, who took the time to present. We really appreciate it, and we've had some great proposals, so it's going to be tough to decide between them.
Yeah, always tough trying to choose, but it's up to you guys. The community governed space program, buying for the people. So you guys decide what you think we should move forward with, and what's the best direction for directing our MoonDAO funds to where we can have the biggest impact. So
Right.
it's already doing good work. It's cool to see some of the stuff from Q1, which is a lot of them are hitting their stride right now in April and executing with some in-person events and all that. So yeah, we should have more results from the Q1 projects coming forward. We had a great update last week, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. All right, should we wrap it up? It's been 2 hours.
Yep, sounds good to me. I think, next week we hopefully have another astronaut conversation. Stay tuned for that. But we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. And
yeah,
thanks everyone for taking the time.
Only 11 days to send Frank, so we've got our work cut out for us. And next week it'll be the last town hall before the campaign closes. So,
right.
We'll be at full force there. Yeah.
We need everybody who's watching here, not just to, contribute and help, but to just help get out the word every day for the next 11 days. If you can share it with people, whether it's on social media or just direct email and one-on-one outreach. We got Frank here. How you doing, Frank?
We'll see some of the stuff from Q1.
We got some echo, though. I don't think it's
right now in April and executing.
I think
we hear ourselves, Frank. I don't know if
yeah, we got I think he's watching it on YouTube, perhaps.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But cool. Yep, send Frank to space, get the word out, and help drive some action initiative over the next 11 days. All that is very much appreciated by the MoonDAO community. So let's get on it.
You have the trailer, right? I see it.
We'll be going on the outro.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so great note to end on. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Perfect. All right. Bye, everyone.
Station, this is Frank White. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear, sir. Great to be talking with you today.
When I interviewed the astronauts and heard what they had to say, I was convinced that if the world heard their stories, it would create a revolution in thought on planet Earth.
After seeing the planet from the vantage point of space, you realize the undeniable reality of our shared existence, our unity.
For 25 years, astronauts were experiencing a phenomenon, but for a long time they had no way to say it. I thought the world needed language for it.
Frank's work gave me a voice to express what I was already feeling and trying to share with people.
The overview effect is about love and identity. It tells us the truth about who we are and where we are in the universe.
Frank is a pioneer in that. Just coining the world overview effect will help people see our world differently.
He is a space philosopher that can change the future. And that's why we should send Frank to space.
It's time for us to fly Frank to space so he can experience the overview effect himself.
I keep wanting to tell people it's not about me. The astronauts are the heroes of the story.
This world needs people like Frank White being able to see our planet from space.
Imagine what he will come back with and the gift that he will give to humanity.
It's our duty to put him in that place and live out the joy of what that can bring to his life.
I have always dreamed of having this experience. I felt like I'm never going to get to do it. And I'm quite grateful. I'm extremely grateful that so many people are supporting this mission. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means everything to me.